Okay, looks like we are live again with yet another stream. I'm hoping to kind of get through a lot of these old sets this weekend since it's a long weekend. We've gone through, as far as old sets, revised, the very few unlimited cards that I had. You know, well, once again, this is, if you haven't read the description, this is all cards I picked up kind of over the last 10 years at Card Holla, um, which is a charity event that they have at Gen Con. Everybody, basically, people donate cards, and then you can either donate cards or you can donate time to take those cards, build giant card towers out of them. And Saturday night, everybody gets together and they throw coins at the card towers. Actually, first there's a auction for who gets to throw the first coin, and so they'll auction that off. Then everybody throws coins at all these card towers in order to destroy Card Holla. Kind of the joke of being Card Holla is where cards go to die. Yes, most of them die, but over the years, if you volunteer then to help clean up, it usually takes about an hour. They'll let you take home any cards that you kind of see that you want. And I've kind of, I've been a big volunteer building towers. It's Gen Con, and I spend at least a day at Card Hall every year just building towers. And then Saturday night I always go. Usually do some bidding. I've actually uh they have this like one side versus the other side. I've been in the top two, I think, three times in the last 10 years. And won. I want to say we won the first throw twice, maybe. So, um, which is cool. The first time we won, I had a family member do the throw, and then the second time we had a kid that had been helping us build towers that we let him throw since we had already done it before. And then so, but anyway, I volunteered to help clean up, and usually I'll take home a couple boxes of flat cards. Mostly Magic the Gathering is what I try to pull out. I try to pull out, focus on stuff that's older from before. You'll notice all of these, they don't have a symbol on the side. So either no symbol on the side, or if it's something like, so over here I have some, I want to say this is like Chronicles or something. Not 100% sure. But it has a symbol, but that symbol doesn't denote if it's common, uncommon, or rare. Because I kind of figured over the years that those are the things where people are going to screw up, donate something that is worth something. Or if I see a rare mythic, I'll try to grab those. And I've grabbed, you know, I, I would guess each year, I'm walking out with 2 or 3 boxes of cards that I've picked up as we're cleaning up. Um, that usually I have some family with me too, then and they're helping collect some cards too. And some years I've had other people that were like, oh yeah, here's a handful of cards. They're flat, or they'll collect flat cards for the next year, and then they'll kind of be like, hey, actually we already got, we wanted 3 boxes. Someone already started a fourth box. Here, go ahead, take the box, the quarter of a box, and keep on going. So every year I've been able to walk out with 2-3 thousand cards over the course of 10 years. We're talking 20 or 30,000 cards. Now every year, I mean, I would not be shocked if there's 50 to 100,000 cards in Card Holla. So obviously I don't see everything, but I do think we get a good feel for what it is, and maybe actually a little bit on the high side, because I'm focused on trying to find the rares and trying to find the old cards, and I think those do are more likely to have the higher value. So we did revised, we did unlimited, we did visions, ice age. Um, I looked through Fallen Empires and Tempest, but I need to do a live stream of those. Uh, what else have we? We've done a couple other sets. Um, this is fourth edition, so this is kind of the edition that some of the alpha and beta cards, and then you're going. They were in revised, they were in unlimited, right? They're reprinted. They added some other cards too, though. So like I think Oasis is a new card that wasn't in revised. And you can just notice compared to a revised card, right? Unfortunately, as I was going through these, I found a couple revised, but you could just notice so the print difference on these, right? So the uh much darker color on fourth edition than you have on revised. And so, look at that. The black versus black, like that's just a much more faded green. Yeah. So fourth edition actually has some better looking prints. And so I kind of anticipate I have the lands here in this deck, all the lands and colorless. So I have colorless and then lands. Um, besides for these Oasis that were on top. So it'll be interesting to see if those actually have higher prices than the revised. They very well might because they just look better. Uh, was very annoying about this set is so this is fourth edition. This, I believe, is fifth edition, right? And the difference is this one says 19. I don't know if you can really see it. We'll try to get the camera. I don't know if it's going to focus that close. See that? It says 1997 right there. And if I go and pull one of these, what does it say? Well, I can tell you what it says because I can't really get. There you go, 1995. Right, so that's the difference. Now, different cards printed in them too, but there's no set symbol on either of them, so that makes it very difficult to sort out. Also, you have a 1995, right? This is also 1995, but it has a set symbol. And fourth edition, I believe none of the fourth edition have set symbols. So this isn't fourth edition. This is a different set. And this is going to be fun because I think there might be like there's Chronicles, then maybe a Renaissance or something. There's a couple different sets that this could be that were printed close together. It's very kind of confusing. Try and figure that out. Magic the Gathering back when it was first being done, they hadn't really, I don't think, given a lot of thought to that type of thing and whether people were going to like be collecting the cards. It was a trading card game, not a collectible card game. And so a lot of cards back then, they hadn't given a lot of thought to how do we denote whether something's common, uncommon, rare? How do we tell, what set it's in? I will say, I think Pokemon did the best job from around that time, although they were a little bit after Magic the Gathering. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at what's our highest value for this set that we're kind of looking at, right? So, fourth edition. Like some of these cards, like I don't think Land Tax was a revised card. I don't know, Mana Vault, Sylvan Library. I don't know if those were even in there. Uh, so I do know like Winter Orb was. Uh, but you have a few cards up here. I actually know I have an Armageddon in here that I put in a sleeve because I had seen that, and you know that's $9 card, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, quite a few high dollar, not high dollar. I mean, it's not like you have dual lands in here. They're hundreds of dollars, right? But quite a few cards they're over $1. I mean, even Savannah Lions, $1.39. That's kind of surprising. Um, but yeah, these are our rares. I mean, you're getting all the way down quite a bit. Surprisingly, Force of Nature is not over $1. I always kind of thought that was, because I used to play elves, and so I had seen Force of Nature, and they were expensive to buy when I played. So, not so much anymore. Quite a few rares. Okay, so now we're down here to our uncommons, right? Animate Dead, Strip Mine, Swords to Plowshares. I mean, like Mishra's Factory, that's not something that was in revised, right? I don't know if this is the first time Mishra's Factory was printed or if there was another set it was in also. Still Counterspell, Felwar Stone, Instill Energy, right? Number of cards there. Going down a little bit more. Let's get down to our comments. Take a look at those. But quite a few uncommons in this set. I mean, you have to remember these are big sets, right? So Red Elemental Blast, right? $4. Llanowar Elves. I remember seeing that card in revised, and it was under $1. Well, it's $3 in this one. Dark Ritual, right? Lightning Bolt. Those are commons. They're over $1. 4 of them. In your lands, okay. So lands, we're not talking about over $1 with any of them. But I mean, there's still, your cheapest land there is 37 cents. And your most expensive one, you're talking 80 cents. I mean, that's not bad. You will notice one interesting thing, these swamps. Remember how one of these was like really dark? Yeah. Like this one was super dark compared to the other ones. They fixed that in fourth edition. So now it's not as dark. So it's not the most expensive swamp. It's the other swamp that's more expensive now. So kind of interesting that just darker ink seems to determine which swamp is maybe most expensive. I don't know if that's really how people are looking at. Other fun thing here. So Unholy Strength. Remember we just went through revised yesterday that has the pentagram on it. Literally why I didn't because my one of the reasons my parents were so against Magic the Gathering and I didn't play Magic the Gathering. Oh, there's no pentagram in fourth edition. Right. So very interesting with some of this stuff. There's just a lot of comments here. So okay, so we're going to go ahead and start scanning. So let's see, we have fortified area. And this is the fourth edition symbol, so I'm not having to change these back. You will see. So there's what I was talking about. So you have Renaissance, right? That was reprinted in. So it looks like it was maybe a Renaissance and Legends card. In fourth edition, it has no symbol on it. So very kind of interesting there. We have 4 copies of that. Black Ward. It's fun. I no longer have to worry about you know changing that. Hopefully not as much on these. So 5, 6, 7. 7 copies of Brainwash. 3 copies Circle Protection Artifacts. Now that's showing up as a 5th edition. And really, we have the 4th edition card. Oddly, it looks like it went down. This is showing up as a 6th edition. So we are going to have some. Man, what's going on with 6th edition cards here? Okay. So when we get to 6th edition, we are going to see the symbol. So that'll be good. In its towards center. So I will have 6th edition cards, I'm sure, but maybe won't have a ton of them. I don't know how many were really printed. I almost feel like I have more 7th edition than 6th edition. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 healing salves. And once again, that's showing up as 6th. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3. Hopefully I've sorted these decently well. 4 copies of conversion. No, wait. Okay. I need to delete these. Actually, first time I bought any Magic the Gathering cards and like actually paid for cards in a while. Oops. I think I got rid of one on the bottom here. Yeah, because Black Ward was not the first card I scanned. First time I bought Magic the Gathering cards in a while. Half price was having a 20% off sale, and they actually have some Magic the Gathering cards. Went there, looked through it. Well Wisher, which is cool because I used to use Well Wisher, so it was in the 10-cent cards, which is I think a pretty good price for a Well Wisher. And a whole bunch of unglued type cards. I think they were all like the commons, so not worth anything. But I picked them up just because I don't see a lot of those. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Gotta keep on moving with this. So I picked up some of those. I mean, spent like $1 to buy 10, like 10-cent cards. And then bought a couple 50-cent cards, another I want to say, what is it? Unglued and is it unplugged? The other silver border card. I bought one of those that was 50 cents. Probably overpriced, really. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 white circle white protections. And then I bought just a random. It was like a promo pack they had for like $2. So I got it for $1.60. It had a Colossification in it. Um, but it had a whole bunch of foil lands behind it, and I think a lot of those lands are, you know, 30, 40, 50 cents and up. Uh, so just seemed kind of cool, and I didn't know what was behind it. If I'd known it was foil lands, would I have bought it? Maybe. I don't know. Um, Foil lands are always kind of cool to have, I guess. 7, 8, 9. I'm second guessing myself again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep. So, anyway, I bought those, mm, you know, $3 and something cents worth of cards. Uh, oh, I also bought a Counterspell. 6. So it was in the 50 cent group and like $2 card. I paid 50 cents for. I think counter spells are always useful to have. It was in the 50-cent cards because it was in really bad condition. So 3, 4, 5, 6. In the condition it was in, it's really like a $1 card. And I actually passed on one that was in even worse condition than it was. So, but that's always cool to find. Uh, I'm actually seeing cards and kind of recognizing, hey, do these have value? Is it something I maybe want to pick up? Um, so there's a rare card, Righteousness. Uh, I mean, target blocking creature gets +7/+7 until end of turn. I mean, unfortunately, since it's a blocking creature, it can't deal damage to somebody. If it was an attacking creature, that card would be worth a lot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Even if it was uh, blocking or blocked creature gets +7/+7. That would be a really useful card, I would imagine. There's uncommon, unfortunately, only 79 cents. Wow, look at that. For once, I recounted it and I actually have 7. A couple Sarah Angels here. That doesn't look like it's in great condition. Man, 94 cents. So that one's not in great condition. Just almost looks like you know, has a big dent in the side there. And just a whole bunch of junk along the side there. This one's in better condition, but like I said, it's only 94 cents. So what's that for? Yep, 4. 2, 3. A white knight. Just an uncommon card. You can see what next card I have here, Armageddon. We know that's worth money. Um, there's the other one that I'm thinking of. Anthologies. What does this look like in anthologies? Okay, 93 1998. Man, that is weird. Do I even have anything like that? So that's an over $5 card. I, I do have some stuff that maybe is the anthologies because like I have right up here that says 93 to 98. It's a land. Uh, but it's a set symbol on it. So maybe it's anthologies. We'll see when we get to those. 5, 6, 7, 8. We know. I don't think this card in any set is worth anything. Kind of like jump and flight. At this point, the 3-cent card in this set. The Mesa Pegasus is worth more. Kind of interesting. A lot of these that show up in 5th edition are going down when I say that they're 4th edition. So that'll make it interesting when we get over to doing 5th edition. I don't have many 5th edition. There's a card that I had mentioned that looks like it's going to be worth something. Savannah Lions, $1.39. I mean, it's 2-1 for one plain or one white mana, so there was not much that you know gave you more than 1 power and 1 toughness, at least back then. Get some more rares. Animate wall and uh Purelace? Pure lace? Huh. Wall of Swords. 10 copies of Samite Healer. Nine copies. Seeker. Getting down to the last 2 cards here. Pikeman and Thunderwolf. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Pikemen. And it looks like 5 Thunderwolves also. Yeah. I mean, I guess why would you have Pike? Well, Pikemen. Well, I guess Pikemen and Thunderwolves would maybe make sense. Oddly, you put Thunderwolves up against Savannah Lion or Pikemen up against Savannah Lion. Uh, they both die. Or actually, no, never mind. Pikemen or Thunderwolves would actually win because they have first strike, and Savannah Lions would actually end up dying against Thunderwolves or Pikemen because of that first strike mechanic. But I guess the point is, you know, you can get that creature out your first turning of a 2-1. Um, but it just, I don't know. 2-1. It's going to come out tapped. It's not like it has haste or anything, so it's not like you deal 2 damage to your opponent on the first turn. Man, I have to toss this fireball. That one that's you see, like that was on the edge of a tower, right during card haul, I'm sure, because you could just see multiple dings along and a pretty big hit right there. And the rest of it looks pretty good. So I think I'm just going to toss that into my sort of reject pile because I don't think Fireball has a lot of value, especially one in that condition. I'm honestly a little bit more worried about it damaging cards beside it. So 5, 6, 7, 9 copies of Bird Maiden. Did I start with 2? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. 9 copies. Let's see if Fireball's worth anything. I mean, it is in that set. So, but the question is it in 4th edition? 17 cents. So yeah, I'm not worried about tossing it. 2, 3. So I only have 3 copies, but the Brute. 4, 5, 6, 7 copies of the Brute. Disintegrate. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 copies of Disintegrate. Goblin Balloon Brigade. And I guess maybe I should know that if these were reprinted in 4th edition and revised, I mean, they've been reprinted 4 times. They're probably going to get reprinted a 5th time, I guess. Three, 4. Brothers of Fire. I mean, talk about a terrible card. Brothers of Fire. Pay 3 mana for 2/2 creatures. So you're already paying 1 extra mana, right? And then you could pay 3 mana for it to deal 1 damage to target creature or player and 1 damage to you. So, yeah, it doesn't sound like a great card to me. Like, I mean, I guess it could be worse, but I want to say Chaos Lace is a rare, yeah, but it's like one of the least expensive rares. Um, there we go. Smoke, $3.56. Uh, 1 second. Probably should have a second phone that I use for this, but at the moment I am not. So, um, anyway, going back into mana box. So Goblin King. Yeah, of course we stopped at a great time. So, got a phone call from somebody. Okay, there we go. So Goblin King, $10 card. I think that is the first $10 card that we have had uh, that I've been streaming. I think so, which that's fun. Uh, Lots fun that that's in there. So anyway, I got a call. Family member invited me to go eat somewhere with them, so I will probably do that. But I do want to try. I don't think we're going to get through all of this before I need to leave to go meet them. But we'll get through at least the rest of these reds. So and then I guess we'll have to do a part 2 live stream. Man, if I had known, I would have done a shorter, a smaller set. I have a couple small sets here that we'll do at some point. I want to say like portals and whatever these symbols are. I can never remember. So I have that one and that symbol. I have these sets to go through. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hill giants. 4. 4 stone rain. It looks like I'm maybe not haven't sorted through all these because I think I just had fissure. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 copies of fissure. Tempest Ifrit, which is a rare, but not a rare that's worth much. Makes sense. So 4 mana for 3/3. Might be banned in a lot of sets because it choose a card at random from target opponent's hand and put it in yours. And then bury Tempest Ifrit in opponent's graveyard. The change in ownership is permanent. Right? Play this ability's interrupt. Before you choose the card to be switched, the opponent may prevent effect by paying 10 life or conceding the game. If this is done, bury Tempest Ifrit. Effects that prevent or redirect damage cannot be used to counter this loss of life. Remove Tempest Ifrit from your deck before playing, if not playing for ante. So apparently it's only used if you're playing for ante. So, and I want to say every single format of Match of the Gathering is no longer ante. Be kind of cool if there was a format where you played for ante, um, like maybe like Pauper or something, where it's like you're not playing with expensive cards, but it would just be like a kind of as you're playing through the tournament, right? That you'd be able like screw up other people's decks. 7 copies of Goblin. Rock Sled. Right? Because that would be kind of interesting and like it, not so much like maybe not like maybe not playing between multiple rounds, but like let's say you were playing the same person like 5 times, that you would put a card up for ante, so that card's coming out of your deck, which I know a lot of decks are built around. They have like one win condition card. So suddenly you're having a question, okay, is my win condition not even going to be part of this game because it's been pulled out? Right? There's other cards that will pull a card completely out, like Tempest Different, right? So maybe you need to start having multiple win conditions in your cards, but not just that. But let's say you're playing a best out of 5 games, right? So you need to win 3. Well, so potentially you could lose 2 and have one of your cards pulled out as ante. So like your chances on a 60 card deck, right, with 3 cards potentially coming out, pretty good chances than if you have only one card that's a win condition that it's going to get pulled out of the game. 10 copies of Grey Ogre. I just think that would be kind of a cool format to play. Uh, Maybe I'll try to create it someday. That's one thing. I don't know. Sometimes I have grandiose ideas. What was that one card? Illusions of Grandeur. They can't seem to pronounce correctly or know if I'm pronouncing correctly. Uh, I'd love to run Magic the Gathering at some point. Run Hasbro, run whatever. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. I'm sure people would think I'd run into the ground though. So, I sometimes have some weird ideas of like they're making a ton of profit right now, and I just wouldn't. I I don't like what they're doing. But then again, like obviously they're not doing it for me. I'm not. I haven't bought Magic. I mean, today I bought some Magic cards secondhand. They weren't original. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Um, but like I have not bought Magic the Gathering cards from Hasbro since high school. Like retail. So I guess why would they care if I think they have too many sets? I guess my idea would be like instead of releasing all these sets, I think it would be really cool to go back and have started with your Magic 30th anniversary. There's a rare power surge, not worth anything, unfortunately. Red Elemental Blast. This might be, yeah, 4th edition. is worth $4. Three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 copies of Red Elemental Blast. That's crazy. Okay. I might have to make that I made a highlight kind of video when I found 8 copies of Mystic Remora in Ice Age. I might have to make that highlight that 10 copies of Red Elemental Blast. Uh yeah, that's crazy. Let's see. 2 copies of Detonate. What was I talking about before that distracted me? Finding good cards is always a bit distracting. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I was talking about what I would do if I controlled Magic the Gathering. I think I would have. I think there's some cool stuff. You know how like Wizard, no, it's Blizzard, right? Re-release classic WoW, right? I think there would be a cool thing to do with saying, hey, we're not going to reprint like Black Lotus and all these cards. They're still on the reserve list. They're still not legal for tournament play. But we're going to start doing a second set of tournaments. So not legal in our mainline tournament stuff. We're going to start doing a second set of tournaments. Um, and what we're going to do is we're going to do an accelerated kind of re-release of decks of cards, right? So reprint them with the the best rules on them and stuff, but like you're going to have Black Lotus in there, you're going to have stuff. And we're going to re-release these cards at, like their 30th anniversary, right? We're not going to do quite maybe not quite as many card like kind of like you know, we're going to do a re-release of a lot of these cards and set up as like a draft style, so like you can do draft tournaments, and then just maybe a like a tournament, like go through tournaments where you can only use cards with those backings, right? You know, uh, and it wouldn't be like a 30th anniversary backing. I've heard a lot of jokes. This Magic the Gathering backing, they didn't like 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 the guy who designed it said, if I had known Magic the Gathering was going to take off the way it would, he said I wouldn't have used this backing. Because he's like it just looks so like plain and regular, like very small for all the 5 symbols and stuff. And he's like, once it took off, I had to keep on with that backing. So he couldn't like they couldn't redesign the backing of the cards because then people wouldn't your the backs of cards would look different in your decks if people didn't have the sleeves that were covering the entire thing. Um, so they had to keep up with it. But it would be cool to have like a new back on the cards, right? So we know you know, they're not mainline like tournament legal, but do side tournaments basically where hey, we're going to have 30th anniversary that releases, and then 6 months later we're going to do Arabian, or 3 months later, like every 3 months, we're going to draw another set of these old Magic the Gathering sets, right? You're welcome to, get the cards, play in the tournaments, these tournaments for, people that don't have tens of thousands of dollars to spend on dual land cards. We're going to flood the market with dual land cards, but they can only be used for proxies, right? They can't be used for your main tournaments. Just revitalize how many people are playing Magic the Gathering. Um, and then slow down how many new sets are being released, because I think that's a big complaint that people have. Like, if you're playing a modern Magic the Gathering, there's just so many sets that are out there. Um, so, anyway, unfortunately, I'm going to cut this live stream early. I mean, it's been 52 minutes, so that's quite the live stream. We'll do a part two later today, go over the lands in colorless green, black, and blue. I don't know if we'll find I mean, we might, because we're going to have what is it? There's some counter spells in blue. We might find some decent stuff in blue when we get to that. I don't know if we're going to find as much as we found in red though. I mean, so we have a $10, the first $10 card that I've been doing since I started streaming, right? Uh, Smoke, which is a few bucks, and then 10 copies of Red Elemental Blast, which is $4. I mean, that's a pretty nice that's a pretty nice find right there. Wish I could get that spread out a little bit. I feel like the the clip that it takes for these live streams, at some point I'll have to go back and put decent clips on all of them. But I feel like it usually pulls them out of whatever kind of the last thing that's showing there. So that kind of looks cool with the Red Elemental Blast, and then we have Goblin King, and let's go ahead, Armageddon there. So yeah, but anyway, I'm going to just go get dinner with some family members, um, and then we will be back to live stream part 2 of this. $100 found on this, 385 cards, so not bad there. About 40 cents, but I mean, it's all due to, just these, the Red Elemental Blast, that's 40 bucks. Goblin King's another 10, right? Our Armageddon was 9. So right there, those 12 cards, that's over half of the value there. The other half is all of those cards, and most of them are not worth much. So, but pretty cool to see what's getting donated. So.